How's it going, everyone? The Trout91 here, back for the Sassuolo playthrough. This is episode number 16. First off, I really want to say I love your comments in the previous episode when I asked you how you thought I was doing in the video, whether you thought I'd improved overall from when I used to play Football Manager back in the day, what you thought about how I was doing in the overall position of the league, where you think I might end up at the end of it, and I really do appreciate what you guys were saying. Really interesting conversation going on in there. My question for today is, who has been your favorite transfer that you've done in Football Manager? Has there been a transfer that you've done that has really changed your game and been a real big influence on your Football Manager save? I asked this for two reasons. One is because I've seen a lot of chatter in the chat that some of my transfers have been a bit poo. I don't think that's generally the case. Sure, I've had a lot of transfers that were more to make up the numbers, a few squad players, but I think I've made some okay ones as well. I think Gary Hooper's been a really big transfer for us. He's really done well up top, considering when we got rid of our very expensive striker and put him as the replacement. We also brought in Leonardo Ulloa, which I think has been a very good transfer as well. He's been quite an impact player when he comes off the bench. He's grabbed us a few goals, which is quite hard to do as a striker when you're only getting like 20 to 30 minutes in a game in some occasional matches. Also, I think Nicholas Frey at right back hasn't been an amazing player, but I think he's been more to the positive side of what we might have potentially had we not brought him in. But you guys can let me know. I also asked this because the January transfer window is coming up around the corner, and I'm trying to think of how I want to go about doing this. If you've got any suggestions as well, maybe drop those into the comments as well. If you missed the previous episode, we came up against Sparta Prague and Juventus, and I definitely recommend you go check out that video if you haven't done already. But if you want a quick recap, we played Sparta Prague in the Europa League, and I believe it was our 4th game in the Europa League overall. All we needed really was a draw in this one, considering how things were playing out. Just a point would have done us plenty in the long run. Less than 10 minutes in, we were on the unfortunate side of things when we dropped a goal, and Sparta Prague took a nice lead for a long time in the game. It wasn't until almost the 90th minute we managed to get the equaliser. Leonardo Ulloa getting in the way of a shot that deflected past the keeper and got us that solid point. Our next game was against Juventus in the league, and it was looking like an epic clash as both of us were pretty much neck and neck in the league. Juventus having a bit of a rocky time, and we were certainly having the most of our opportunities. It was a very fair game, I would say. Juventus controlled a lot of the ball. They had a few chances, but equally we had much of the possession and we were taking chances of our own. Unfortunately for us, it wasn't our day. Luck was not on our side, and the goal in the end that separated us went to Juventus as they managed to bag one through Higuain, who knocked in at the near post. Only a few minutes later, Asamoah doubled the lead to 2-0. And that was pretty much game, set, and match. It was heartbreaking. I thought we really could have got something out of that, but it wasn't meant to be. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to bring you a few more games than we actually might see in previous episodes. I've started to up it to 2 games a day. But today I feel like I'm going to drop in 3. I might even drop a 4th one in, depending how the 3rd fixture goes. In today's episode, we are going to have a few more games than I would normally put up. I'm just thinking that based on what the fixtures are, it might be worth throwing a few more games into the mix. Our first game is against Crotone, who are an affiliate club to Sassuolo. And this should be quite a one-sided affair, and indeed it was. 3-1 was the final score. We opened it up with some nice quick passing. It was Ricci who, with less than a minute on the clock, managed to put us 1-0 up. We then had a failed corner attempt that fell to Sensi, who drilled it across to Magnanelli to slot it home to put us 2-0 up in the game. And our 3rd goal of the afternoon was scored just before half-time when Duncan had a deflected effort turned in. From then on, it was pretty much a done deal at that point. Crotone did manage to get a goal back in the later stages of the game, but it was going to be all in vain. The only positive coming out of that was the fact it was our guy, Ferenceveros, who is actually on loan to Crotone. Now, the game preceding that was against Ferenceveros, our 5th Europa League match. Getting a win here would pretty much seal the deal on us making it to the 2nd round of the Europa League. Now, following that game against Crotone, we had 2 problems. Gary Hooper was now out for 2 to 3 weeks with an injury, and Consigli was out for 3 to 4 weeks. They will both be replaced by Leonardo Ulloa and Enrico Mora. Now, Enrico Mora is a youth prospect, and unfortunately, when it came to registering my squad for the Europa League, I didn't actually register any real goalkeepers apart from Mora, just because he was required to meet the requirements for registration in the Europa League. So we were putting a complete unknown goalkeeper in between the sticks. Now, with these changes in place, we also brought in Lecce, Emmanuel Thomas, Pellegrini, and Mazzatelli. Very similar to the fresh squad we mixed up against Sparta Prague a few episodes ago. Ulloa started off the occasion for us with some neat play inside the box that put us 1-0 up. He then added a second goal 10 minutes later with a very calm finish that put us in complete control. And Emmanuel Thomas scored a nice effort that lobbed the keeper and looped into the top corner to finish it off 3-0. So there we go, 2 games in the books and 2 wins under our belt, pretty much securing our place in the second round of the Europa League and putting us in a very good position in the league so far, beating Crotone. Now, today's game is a very difficult fixture. We're against Napoli, who are another team that are in that top echelon of teams that we are trying to break into, because I feel like we are better than pretty much everyone who's below us. But there are those teams like Milan, Inter, Juventus, Napoli, even Roma, even though they're not really in the same position as us and those other teams. I would say those are the teams in that top tier that we're trying to break into. So coming up against Napoli, who are an experienced side with some incredible talent, is a big task. They're also level on points with us at this point. So if we can beat them today, we will go to 4th place. We could even hop over Juventus depending on how that fixture goes as well. So in today's game, we are going to be starting with pretty much the same side as we always do. I don't know if you've noticed in the past 2 games I've done this episode, we are rolling with 0 instructions. I just want to see how it gets on. It's been okay against Crotone and Ferenceveros. I think it's probably better to play against the weaker sides because you don't have to bottleneck them into a certain style of play, which might not work out against one of the better teams where you might need to give them a bit more insistence. Ulloa is still playing at top because Gary Hooper's injured. I'm also going to start Pellegrini in the middle, give him a chance. It might be something that we need to invest in. We need someone who's probably a bit more well-rounded. And Pagolo's coming into goal simply because he is our backup keeper and Consigli is still injured. So I'm going to just make sure that we're closing down these players. I'm not actually going to man mark these wingers. I want to see how the game goes so far. They are playing Insigne up front, obviously filling in that space, that hole that Higuain left at Napoli. I'm okay. I don't think Napoli have been having a great season so far. Of course they are in 4th, but we've been playing so well. I think even against some of the better teams, who I would say were definitely better than Napoli, we've had some good chances. So I think this might be a game where we could upset them. We're at home as well, which is also a reason why I'm quite confident in our ability and our chances here today. Peluso started things off with a very bad tackle, so that's never a good start. I know what some of you are crying back home. What drink are you rocking today, boys? You got some more tea? No, I do not. It's the weekend, and I don't really need any sort of assistance sleeping on the weekend. Although this probably will help me sleep. Got a nice beer. Some would say that Coors is not really a man's beer. It tastes like piss or very alcoholic, beery tasting water, some might say. I like Coors Light. It's a good beer. I haven't had it in a long time, actually. Bought a nice crate. We've had a good day, me and the old missus. Why do you have to pick on every word I say? Me and the young missus. Had a good day out. Went shopping. Went to Tesco. We also went and had ourselves a little barbecue between the 2 of us. Bought some garden, well, patio, balcony, furniture. Oh my God, how's that not gone in? Good save from Pagolo. Let's tie it up, boys. I know I'm telling a nice story here, but could you concentrate on the game? I'm talking to the boys out here, not necessarily you lot. What do you think about Coors Light? What's your favourite beer? There's another question for you to drop in the comments. So if you're one of those guys who doesn't write many comments, doesn't like to answer too much, stays quiet and lurks, drop a comment. I like to hear these things. I'm always going to reply to a comment. If you leave a comment, even if you said fart dust, I would definitely reply to you. Now, if Federico Peluso gets sent off in this game, I will not reply to his comment. That's for sure. That didn't look like a good challenge. It's a booking. All right, cool. Can we just chill out and stop trying to take people's legs out? I think we need to. I'm going to turn some instructions on because what's going on, I haven't been convinced by the opening moments of the game. Now, looking at the league table so far, Juventus did win their game. Still got Milan and Inter battling it out at the top of the table. We are 1 point ahead of Torino at the moment, who also played today. And it's just down to us and Napoli to really separate 4th and 5th spot. So if we can pick up a win here, I'd be happy with a draw. I really would be. As Peluso's on the overlap. Fires in the ball! Ricci! This is what really annoys me, is against these big teams, we have to be scoring these goals. And we come so close. Man United, we come close. Juventus, we've come close. Roma, we didn't really come close. Inter, even, we had our chances. We just need to be putting the ball in the back of the net. We could easily be challenging for the top 2 spot. That's a bit optimistic. But we could get Champions League. Hamsik got the ball. He gives it to Callion on the wing. The ball's drilled in. Insigne at the near post. Scores an almost identical goal to Juventus in the last episode. What's annoying is Peluso is an experienced and very good defender. And he's constantly done there. And I still don't know how Acerbi and Ante keep falling for this. Oh no, Peluso, please do not get sent off. Please do not get sent off. Just be a warning. Ref, I've seen you give warnings like they're IOU slips. You're a twat. I hate these games where something bad happens and it just escalates terribly. Not a good half, boys. And I don't know how it's going to get much better considering we're a man down, but one can hope. One can hope. That all kind of escalated so quickly, I don't even think I got my point across. We actually concede so many goals that are just crossed from the wing. And for some reason, my centre-backs just sit there. And they're just like, what are we doing? What day of the week is it? The only way I know how I'm wearing the right underwear is because it has the day of the week on it. But it's no good if I don't know the day of the week. I just want to put the game on key now and just leave it. And just move on. Wow. Oh my god, Napoli should have been up another goal there. Usually I'd be like, oh my god, Napoli, how are you doing that? But it's probably because FM are just giving you everything you want and pumping me silly. Joa gives the ball to Ricci. Mazzatelli, come on boys, last minute equaliser, please. For God's sake. They're back on the ball. It's not all said and done yet. Sensi, please, Ricci, what are you going to do with it? Oh, Nicholas has got it. Ricci again. Third time's a charm. And there it is, full time, 1-0 to Napoli, and what was a absolutely dismal performance from us. Really need to pick it up. I'm pretty annoyed at that last game, I'm not going to lie to you, and so much so, I'm playing this next game against Lazio. I don't think I'm going to do too much to the side. I don't think the side was necessarily the problem. It's just the fact that red card really did hurt us. I am going to ask them to play at a higher tempo and exploit the flanks, as well as when traditional use tire marking close down more. We've also obviously had to bring someone on to place Peluso, and Jeremy Morel is going to have to do that job for us so far. Again, I'm going to make sure that the forward players aren't taken down. We have to be aware of Immobile. We've got Lulic. We've got Felipe Anderson on the pitch. I don't think we necessarily need to tightly mark them, although considering how last game went, maybe we do. And I expect nothing but a victory. We're very much higher than them in the... Well, that didn't go well. We're very much higher than them in the league. I think we're the better team, and I'm telling them quite aggressively. I want them to, and I expect them to get a victory out of this one. I'm going to switch to Yajora as a complete forward, see if we can help the wingers get more involved in the game. We need to be scoring goals today. We need to win this matchup. We've not been consistent enough in the past few episodes, and today needs to be a change in that. Dusan Basta gives away a free kick. Is he going to get... Oh, it's a straight red. Basta in less than 10 minutes has been red carded. A little bit of karma coming back to help us out there. That's the time to go. Need to get them while they're down, attack them at the jugular. Finds Ricci with the ball. Lots of light blue shirts in the middle. Duncan goes for the shot, and Marchetti just about palms that away out for a corner. I'm going to ask us to go more direct. I think we need to be quick and aggressive about how we play the ball now. We've got such an advantage here and such an opportunity to take the win. The boys are looking fired up. Politano's come into the middle now. He does unfortunately lose it, and Immobile is the only one chasing that down. Despite the fact he's got an injury, not a single green shirt goes after the ball. Why is that? I mean, the boys are fired up. I'm fired up as well. I'm ready for this goddamn W right here. Biglia finds De Vrij at the... De Vrij? What? Sounds like De Fridge. I'm going to call him De Fridge from now on. He's probably built like a fridge as well. Duncan gets the ball. Can he find the shot? He is on a booking, so he needs to be careful about what he does. Ulloa in the middle, just misses the target. I'm going to turn Magnanelli to a ball-winning defender and put him on support. I'm also going to turn Duncan to a deep-lying playmaker. How are we going to approach this attack? Ricci is going all the way over to Politano, who's found it on the left wing. He's got 2 to deal with. Cuts back inside and gives it to a free, unmarked Duncan. Pellegrini goes for the shot, and it is deflected for a corner. Pellegrini, Duncan, these two in the midfield are really starting to pull the strings. Can Politano's delivery work out? Ulloa goes for the header. He won't find the end of the ball, but Pellegrini's picked up. Ricci goes for the shot. He's hit the post. No, he's not respecting the equipment. Lazio cannot get out of their own half at the moment. They look like they're just playing for the half-time moment here. Ulloa gives the ball to Duncan. Midfield are literally parked outside of the box, waiting to give the ball to whoever looks like they might be able to score. Magnanelli goes for the shot. Right, let's try shorter passes. Maybe we just need to be a bit shorter and quicker about how we're doing this. Ball comes in. Politano at the near post. Duncan fires it in. It's not going to find its way. Pellegrini, Ricci, someone. Oh. We can still win this. Just keep working hard. It's been, what we've done has been good. We just need to find a goal. And we're so not in any sort of problem. I'm going for a second striker. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be Vincenzo Ranella. I think Ulloa's not been... He's been doing okay as a complete forward. He just needs someone to give the ball to when he is dropping a bit deep. Because I'm playing him as a complete forward to get people involved more, he's dropping out into the left and right-hand side, which is causing no one to necessarily be in the middle. And I think if Ranella's just lurking in there, it will give us a bit more of an opportunity. Ball comes in. It's not good enough as far as the delivery is concerned. Morel, Pellegrini with the long shot. No, you... I'm going to take Duncan off, I think. He's been good today, but he is on a yellow card, and I am slightly worried he might get himself sent off. More creativity in his arsenal than Duncan, which is why he's come on. As he finds the ball here. Goes for the shot, and Marchetti's going to palm that away for a corner. Corner on number 8 in the game, and it's just a terrible corner. I'm switching Politano to his inside forward. I think our delivery in general... No way we scored! It's Politano, the man who I was saying I needed to get him in there because his delivery's been absolutely terrible today. Has found the goal that's finally put us 1-0 up. We can breathe a sigh of relief. This Raju clears it from what was a dreadful corner again, and Politano just bangs it straight away. I don't know if that took a small deflection there. And we're moving forward once again. Sensi's got the ball. He goes for the shot. It's deflected, and Marchetti, with a fantastic save, stops it from being 2-0. And here he comes with the ball. He's got options. Lots of green shirts there. He gives it backwards to Morel. Sensi tries to fire one across goal. And that almost went in the goal. Right, I'm going to take off Pellegrini. I'm afraid he might get sent off at this stage, and I'm going to bring on Mazzatelli again, a bit more defensive minded, so I just want to slow the game down a little bit is what my thinking is. I was thinking about taking the second striker off and see if we can hold this out, but it's still 20 minutes of the game, and I think like if we could just get a second goal, we'd be in a good position. Then I can think about playing a bit more defensive game, and that is literally what I'm looking at here. I can't be too convinced by the fact that we haven't found that second goal, despite the fact we've totally dominated and totally deserved it. Lazio have the ball. Lulic is on the overlap. Do not let them score. I actually can't believe we've just conceded the same goal again. What is this game? What is this game? How do we keep conceding the same damn goal? I don't understand how they're so good at it. Our tactic is literally based around going to the wing and crossing it in for someone to knock in at the near post. But we can't do it. Like, how often do we do that? I don't understand how a team with 10 men for 60 minutes has only conceded once, and their one opportunity of the game, they go and score. It's such an FM thing to do. It's outrageous. Politano whips the ball in. Where is someone there at the back post? Come on, for God's sake. Get the ball back. There's only 10 of them. Wingbacks. I've just got to get people forward. We need to put this ball in the back of the net. They cannot hold us out. What can he do? He's been absolutely dog as well. What a terrible signing. I'm talking about signings. I hope some people drop the Ranella bomb in the comment, because what an absolute dreadful player. Do you know what annoys me is this stuff doesn't really happen in real life. No team goes to 10 men and somehow scrapes a draw. I mean, it happens in like once in a blue moon. No. Yes! 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 Right, time to set up the tramp shop, aka stick everyone on defensive duties, go defensive, and don't let anyone near the ball. We got there in the end. Mazzatelli plays it to Politano, who does exactly what I've wanted us to do all season, fires the ball from the wing into Ulloa, who taps it in. 2-1 to the boys. Come on, let's bag and tag these 3 points. Sensi, Mazzatelli, Ricci. Goes for the shot. It's deflected in. 3-1. It's Ulloa again. 7th goal of the season. He's come up so late. He's played the whole game. He's not really done had a sniff of goal, and all of a sudden he's popped up with 2 goals. Suspicion of offside. That's the 2nd goal where the ball has been battered at him and it's deflected into the net. He's running like it's 1999. 3-1. 3 points in the bag. Come on, boys. That's what I wanted. It's about bloody time. Mate, you've got to say it's hashtag scenes right there. Absolute hashtag scenes. What a annoying game. 3-1 we won in the end. It was a bit of a let-off. People seem confused and motivated. You were terrible all game. Let's be serious here. Ulloa, you were okay. I'll give you... Oh, he seems confused. Acherby, you were poo as well. Oh, that's... Well, I'm making things worse now. We'll just call it a stalemate and walk away from this experience saying that we've learned something here today. But you were still all absolutely bloody terrible, you absolute little poos.